Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing a character reflection type video, going to be giving my thoughts at current date, at this time, on one of my favorite characters from the Walking Dead television series ever, and that is, of course, of Jon Bernthal's Shane Walsh. Alright, so since The Walking Dead Season 5 is going to be starting pretty soon, within about a month, and of course the release of the Blu-ray and DVD just hit last month for The Walking Dead Season 4. I've been going back, watching some different episodes, that kind of stuff of The Walking Dead television series, and was doing the throwback reviews for Season 2. Got up to pretty much dead already, which was the halfway point for Season 2, and you know, because of time and because of the fact we only have about a month left, I'm not going to go ahead and do throwback reviews for the rest of Season 2, the second half, because well, I have already reviewed them. I was going to kind of do like modern, give my thoughts on now, where we're at right now on, you know, some of the events in the series, of course, but you know, because of time, I won't have time to go ahead and do, you know, every single episode from the second half of Season 2 again. There's just a lot of stuff coming out for The Walking Dead. I'm going to be reviewing The Strain till it finishes, and some other stuff going on too. I won't have time. So that's it. Decided I would do a reflection video on the character, because Season 2 is like Shane's season. You know, Season 2 is Shane. You know, that character right there, he's like the main character of Season 2. He has about as much focus, or even more in some ways, than Rick does in terms of character development, in terms of the things that are happening. He is a huge concentration in the season. And rather than, you know, doing throwback reviews for the entire rest of the season, the second half, I've decided I'm going to go ahead and do this video to give my thoughts at current time on the character, because he's one of my favorite characters in The Walking Dead, either comic book series, TV series, video game, whatever. That said, I may do some throwback reviews of, you know, particular episodes, like 18 Miles Out. That is an amazing episode. Better Angels, of course, as well. Judge, Jury, Executioner is pretty good. Of course, the Dale episode. And, you know, so I may do that. Let me know what you guys think about that right in the comments below, if that's what you want to see, if you want to see me do that before Season 5 starts. Because once Season 5 starts, realistically, I won't have time. That said, you know, for the first about 3 seasons of The Walking Dead, Shane was my favorite character. Now, once we got into Season 4, you know, he hadn't been there. At this point now, it's been 32 episodes, or 33, I guess, that he hasn't been in the series, you know, up until the point of Season 5. So, as a result, you know, that's a long time, 33 episodes. It's more than half of the series. The first 2 seasons combined are almost like, with regards to his character, is like one season. If you think of Season 3, 16, Season 4, 16, you know, Season 2 was 13, Season 1, only 6. So it's pretty close. Now, in terms of what we got to see from Shane from the TV series, man, Jon Bernthal's performance, he really did steal the show for me. He really did. You have, of course, we're getting to know awesome characters as we go through the first couple seasons. Daryl is there. He gets some time. He's really funny. He gets some jokes. He gets some things that are going on in the background, looking for Sophia and that. So he is a main character. But Shane and Rick and Lori are like your and Carl too. They're like your front runner type characters for the show, you know, at that time. Now it switches later, and Daryl becomes one of them in Season 3 with Merle, and Season 4, you know, even where the poster, he'll be on it, Rick will be on it, Michonne, Tyrese are on the poster for Season 4. But for Season 2, it's like, it's them. It's Shane, Rick, Lori. That's the whole concentration of the season, basically, and kind of the group. Rather than fighting the governor or fighting someone outside of the group like Gareth or another group like that, there's turmoil within the group. There's turmoil within, you know, the whole group. Once Shane finds out that Lori's pregnant, knowing that, or he believing that it's his, things change with how he's looking at Rick now. You know, you start to see that he doesn't believe Rick can keep them safe, and in a lot of ways, he may be right. The way Rick handles the Randall situation with Dale wanting to let him go, you know, Shane was really ahead of his time, really smart about the things that he wanted to do. He was cold and calculated with killing Randall and doing things like that. But in a zombie apocalypse, if you really want to survive, to be totally realistic, you kind of have to be. You know, you kind of have to be. I mean, if Randall's group is anything like the governor's group or like Joe's group or like Gareth's group, you don't want a guy like that leaving knowing that he knows Maggie, knowing where they're at a farm, or approximately where they are so that they can be found, them not knowing they're going to have to leave that farm. So he was making some good decisions for the group. Also with what happened with Herschel, and you had the barn with the walkers inside the barn, he wanted to clear that thing out right away if they're going to stay there. He did not want to stay there with walkers there, knowing how dangerous they are in packs, knowing that they have some people in the group that are not really able to defend themselves, Dale being one of them. Not really a guy that's going to be able to go around and kill a whole bunch of zombies. So, and others as well too. Andrea, not that tough at that time, and a lot of the other characters in the group, just not that tough. Carol, not where she's at right now, that type of thing. So he made some really good decisions, and he was ahead of his time in terms of, evolving to what he needed to become to survive in a zombie apocalypse. That said, of course, it's Rick's show, it's Rick's series, so in the end, Rick has to win. It's kind of, at least with regards to that. I mean, eventually maybe we'll see Rick get killed off at some point in time, but we follow him because of what he's going to do and what he's going to create in the zombie apocalypse. He's going to, I think, restart humanity, basically, restart society to defeat the zombies overall with just, kind of living and in humanity repopulating and becoming self-sufficient and killing off zombies a little bit at a time and kind of upsurging back out of, the abyss of zombie apocalypse that's killed everybody, kind of coming back from that. So Shane's character, though, is a character that I personally can relate to in the fact that he is very smart in terms of making these types of decisions, even if they're not the popular decision, even if people don't necessarily agree with him in the group. He's not the nice guy per se. He doesn't really appeal to emotion. He more is logical in terms of that. If he can stay cool, now if it's in Georgia and in the heat and stuff, yeah, you can get hot-headed pretty easily, and he does. He's a hothead sometimes. But he made some really smart choices, and in which case, if I had to pick between Rick or Shane, I've talked about this in my Season 2 reviews, a lot of times I have to go with Shane's choice. He makes better choices in Season 2 in a lot of ways, a lot of times, for what to do in situations. Now, that said, you could argue that, well, Rick's trying to, they're on Herschel's land. He's trying to create a relationship with Herschel. And that's true, too. He does do that, and it does work, and it does benefit him. And maybe with Shane, the group would have been killed off if they had left there at that time, gone to Fort Bennett, and, not survived afterwards. So, if it didn't work out, if they didn't find the prison or whatever. But that said, though, he is a really cool character. Jon Bernthal's performance as him is, for me, is magnetic. When you really think about the series a lot, Shane's not a bad guy per se. In the comic book series, he's pretty much simply just a bad guy. In the TV series, they really give us his side of things, and it's more like he's a real person, or he's a real character, like a real person in the real world that is in this set of circumstances and really has just had enough of it and wants to do what he thinks is best for the group and take back the group which he originally had before Rick kind of came in there and stole it from him, basically, right? As well as Lori and the baby and everything like that, and Carl too, I guess. So definitely a character I miss having in the series. Definitely, for me, probably the highlight character of the first 2 seasons. And definitely one of my favorite characters from the series so far. For me, my favorite characters always comes down to 3 at this point in time, leading into Season 5. Of course, Rick's got to be in there because he's the lead, of course. In the comic book series, Rick is awesome. Even better than the TV series version, at least in my opinion. Daryl, of course, has to be in there because Norman Reedus' performance is, I think, awesome as Daryl. I think he's a lot of fun. It's just a badass, kill-em-all type character. The governor, he's good too. But anyway, yeah. So there's that, the crossbow and everything like that. He's a great character too. He's a lot of fun to watch destroy tanks and kill zombies with golf clubs and all kinds of crazy stuff like that. So he's awesome too. Really badass, really cool. And then, of course, there's Shane. Shane is an awesome character and still to this day, one of my favorites from the series. When I did my top 5 favorite characters, I didn't place him at number 1 anymore because of the fact that we've had so many episodes afterwards. However, if you look at just the first 2 seasons, my favorite character for sure is Shane from the series. And overall, it's unfortunate that we didn't get to see him, live on further and do some other things, maybe leave the group or do something like that. But you know, he is a really cool character, and you know, one that, you know, going forward now, I probably won't bring up very much, here and there, maybe a little bit, because of course he won't be in the series again. I don't think he'll probably have any more cameos or Rick visions or anything like that. I think we're past that at this point. I don't think we're going to see anything like that like we saw in season 3. I think that's done. And you know, that said, you know, really cool character, definitely one of my favorites, and makes season 2 really special. Favorite theme for him would be Wyoke, a civilian. You can listen to it on YouTube. Really cool soundtrack for a character. Makes me think back to that time of that character. And if you guys want to see those videos I talked about, please write them in the comments below. Let me know if you want to see throwback reviews for 18 Miles Out and maybe Better Angels, because those are 2 of the best episodes The Walking Dead has ever had, for sure. And I also heard, I don't know if this is 100% true, that originally Kirkman was contemplating or thinking about making the lead character for The Walking Dead Shane, and having, you know, us follow Shane through the story after you know, Rick would be to come back and Shane would kill him, and then Shane would win and take over the group at that point, and we would follow him through the series. So that's something to think about. I mean, what would the series be like if you had a lead like that? I don't know. Maybe it'd go down like Mob City. I don't know. So I don't know. I think it'd still be a really popular series regardless. But Rick is a great lead anyway. But definitely one of my favorite characters from the series of all time, probably always will be in my top 5, is The Walking Dead's Shane. Let me know what you guys think about it, and you know, the character. What do you miss about the character? What do you miss seeing in the show? Do you wish, you know, he had survived on longer? We could still see him in the show or something of the sort. And write in the comments below. If you like this video, you want to see more like this, please thumb it up. If you want to help support the channel, please share it, please favorite it. And yeah, that's it for this video, guys. See you for the next one. As always, it's Trev. I'm saying peace.